breaking. Trump just bagged the Kingpin. This is massive. Promises to take care of some of the biggest threats to our nation are being kept by our president as he makes his way into his second year as Commander-in-Chief. And some of the biggest ones revolve around beating down the threats that his predecessor often panded to and even bought weapons for. Donald Trump swore to make America great again, and it became so much more than a catchy saying. It is an actionable phrase that he coined that he has sure been making good on ever since day one. We see it daily in his every action and assertive move. Tackling terrorism in a huge way is his highest goal yet, and another accomplishment he can check off his list. Directing our military in a more productive way. Trump's actions have recently led to the arrest of a jihadi kingpin known more by his nickname, Whitebeard. This horrid man is said to have presided over dozens of killings in the terror group's former stronghold of Mosul. According to The Sun, one of ISIS' most feared executioners has been captured by Iraqi security forces, according to reports. But now the bearded killer has been nabbed after locals revealed his hiding place in the city, according to Al-Ubaid news agency. The Sikh jihadi, identified as Abu Omar, was one of the terror group's most fearsome henchmen. He was reportedly present when homosexuals were thrown from buildings and victims beheaded and stoned to death for minor offenses. The evil terror boss is allegedly seen in several Sikh execution videos filmed before the group's self-proclaimed caliphate in Syria and Iraq collapsed. The twisted jihadi is pictured inspecting rocks ahead of a public stoning. This picture claims to show Abu Omar emerging from a police car after his capture. In one such clip from March 2015, 3 men accused of homosexuality and blasphemy are forced to the knees and publicly beheaded. The blindfolded men are seen kneeling in the center of what appears to be a roundabout in front of a crowd of people as a masked executioner stands by with a long, rusty blade. An elderly man that appears to be Omar addresses the crowd as the executioner positions his sword above the men's heads in the unnamed city in northern Iraq. Other snaps seem to show him inspecting a pile of rocks ahead of a brutal public stoning. Members of the security forces took selfies with the captured terror suspect. More recent pictures published by Al-Ubaid news agency reportedly show Omar after he was apprehended. The twisted jihadi can be seen emerging from a police car surrounded by armed officers as he is led away to a police station. Even though this terrorist group was said to have been completely defeated in Iraq and is rarely seen in force, it is still holding a presence in some hideouts across the country. Many of the remaining terrorists have continued carrying out horrible assaults on Iraqi troops and even some prominent tribal figures, especially in the Kirkuk province. However, it has all thankfully slowed down, and this latest capture is sure to create a trickle effect that will have the presence going from sometimes to hardly ever. The war on terror and lending a helping hand to those who need it will not stop until these cretin are all either jailed for life or are eradicated, and we can thank President Trump for that. For 8 long years under Obama, we sadly had to watch as the enemy was armed with not only weapons but massive access to our allies as well as to ourselves. And it led to a fear and distrust in America that is going to take years to overcome. Overcome it we shall. And each and every time one of these psycho-terrorists is brought down, it brings us just that much closer to reaching the end of this disgusting caliphate planned against the entire world. Go Trump.